Hello and welcome back to the channel. This is Ian the Tech Bear, also known as Ian the Travel Bear, combined Ian the Travel Tech Bear. Who knows? I've been kind of lax. I've kind of focused on some travel in May. I've been thinking about a whole bunch of different videos that I promised that I would put together, and I still haven't. I've been procrastinating. But I am starting on a little bit of a labor of love project that's taken me 43 years to get to. This is one of these that's on the screen. This is my childhood Merlin, and yes, it has seen better days. Admittedly, it lasted maybe a year and a half before it was broken. I'm not going to go into details about how it was broken, but putting this together will definitely make 7-year-old Iain absolutely sing. Let's get into looking at what it's going to take to resurrect this. Now, the first thing I did was check eBay. Is there a broken Merlin that looks like it's in really good shape, but maybe doesn't work, etc.? I don't really know what the status of this one is, but we'll see if it's still working. It's traveled with me from Toronto to my childhood home where I actually, grew up, and certainly back to my current home today. It's been in damp environments, definitely needs a bit of a cleanup, and we'll see. Old school electronics from the 70s, because Merlin came out in 1978 by Parker Brothers, of course taken over by Hasbro. Electronics in the 70s were pretty resilient, and if this one actually works, it'll be amazing. So you can see we've got the main board, I've got the battery back. I don't know where the front got off to, unfortunately. Lost in years of, being in boxes and things like that. So I've got, again, the back plate. I've got the actual motherboard. I've got, thankfully, the battery compartment. Unfortunately, the actual sort of pins or whatever, sort of the little plastic tabs, if you will, unfortunately are broken. So the only way this is going to go back on like so to cover the batteries is unfortunately with tape. Unless I'm able to, 3D print something that might be able to sort of slide and then pull off like it used to work originally. So you can see there's this battery terminal that I've already taken off from this side of the battery compartment. And you can see there's a little bit of corrosion still on there. However, thanks to Rob and Chris for their recommendations on putting this in vinegar, because when I tested with a continuity checker, it certainly didn't work. So I took it out, put it in vinegar for a bit, got most of the blue off, and rubbed some rubbing alcohol on it, so soaked it a little bit in rubbing alcohol as well. And we'll see if the continuity checker now works, and we'll put it back into the actual Merlin itself. So exciting. So this is my little multimeter, and it is currently in that continuity check mode, and if I tap these two together, there we go, it beeps and gives a value. Anyway, let's test this. Woohoo! It certainly didn't work like that before. But most importantly, the batteries actually connect here. So, yes, perfect. Okay, so that's part one certainly fixed. You see that just popped in fairly easily. On this side, there are some little tabs that stick out and keep the battery terminal in. So what I did was I used a pair of tweezers just to squeeze those and pop it through. So fairly easy to put together. Now let's check the motherboard or the game board. Remember what I said about 70s electronics being really robust? You know, this has good thick traces. I don't see any cuts in them, and I do see a little bit of sort of stuff on the board. I admit I did clean this off a little bit with some rubbing alcohol just to get most of the nasty dirt that was on it. And there may still be a little bit still there, but I'm not going to worry too much about that. And then on this side, I certainly had dust and dirt. I still have a little bit, and some of it seems a little sort of hard on there. So, you know, it is what it is. So 11 LEDs, a whole bunch of resistors, a capacitor. This little chip here, it is a Texas Instruments TMS 1000. Also, it has 48 bytes of RAM. Oh, massive amounts of RAM for it to keep track of, you know, game scores and all that on the actual Merlin. It also has the speaker. This is a ribbon cable connector. Gonna have to be really super careful with this when I get the new broken one. And I'm hoping the touchpad on that actually works. If not, it's going to be a little bit of fun trying to repair that and get the unit going. So, and that's really what I'm looking for. I'm looking for the case and the actual plastic covers and things to resurrect this unit or the other unit. I'm hoping this particular unit. Okay. And of course, we've got the speaker here, which has certainly seen better days. And unfortunately, I am missing the battery terminal for this particular cable here. So, power cable. So, you know, I am going to go ahead and test this just to see what I am actually dealing with these days. And if you notice, I actually had a bunch of batteries in my little case here. And let's see if this terminal actually works. So what I'm doing is I'm putting tape on that black cable. There we go. I think that's still touching. I went crazy over this particular handheld game. It was, I guess you could say, it was likely my first computer. You wouldn't be wrong. There we go. We've got all the batteries in. Now, if this contact is working, and I'm gonna use a screwdriver to try and make sure we retain that contact. Let's see. So, yeah, that's being a bit of a pain. Let's see if I can get that properly connected. I actually remember where we got this, because I actually went with my grandmother to pick this up at Fairview Mall, which had a Hudson's Bay. And it was that Hudson's Bay that we picked this up. So this part is the real pain. So I am sure there are better ways I could be doing this. You know what? I'm going to do this a completely different way. My lucky cables. So, no, not quite what I was looking for. That's what I'm looking for. Let's keep that outside of here. And let's see if that will plug in there. Okay. Precarious of sorts. We're gonna keep this, and let's see if I can push that into the side. Like I said, there are definitely probably better ways that I could have done this. And let's touch, well, not quite. Stick a little bit of painter's tape in, just to kind of keep a little bit of contact there. Because what I want to do is stick that down right there. And shoot. Something just smoldered. Damn it. Yay, the smell of burnt electronics. Boo. Oh, we got something. All right, let's hold this part together. Yes. Of course, I don't have anything to touch the, control it and get the games going, but this is a positive sign. And remember that whole part about resilient 70s electronics? This is it. Super pleased about that. Yay. So, we're going to be really careful with this. And, well, be using it for parts to put in the new Merlin. So a little tip, I actually had already done the continuity tests and such, and had already checked with the multimeter. However, I've got serve power here to the power switch. There we go. That's all good. There's nothing there. Let's see. This trace goes, say, here. Yep. Switch to there. Switch. Well, let's check actually the IC. So the IC. Yeah, that one. There we go. And then this, and then this too. Yeah, it's a reasonably clean board. Well, from the perspective of the traces are good. Next step, completing and putting it together and fixing this as much as possible.